guys, welcome. This right here is the gorgeous QK75 in anodized green colorway, which arrived a bit too late. The estimated promise at the time that we ordered this last year was around first quarter of 2023. They were late by 3 months, which is very unusual for QWERTY keys. Nonetheless, really excited to have built this keyboard. It looks really nice, it feels nice, and it sounds nice, as you've heard from the sound test that I showed you a while ago. Before we start this video, let it be known that we are now an official Kineticlabs affiliate. Guys, check out this awesome polycaps keycaps sent over by Kineticlabs. You can browse their website and their products using my affiliate link posted on the comment section. Help support this channel growing. I would not go into the nitty-gritty details of this keyboard, the build guide whatsoever. It's there, it's been posted since last year when the group buy was about to start. A lot of content creators across the globe have done that. I'll go straight into my my quick and thorough conclusion and impression of the keyboard, and why I think the QK75 is again one of the best budget 75% contenders out there, and probably enough to be labeled as an endgame keyboard. This keyboard is just so good. It looks really nice. It has that TGR Tomo look when you look at it from the top. The badge, specifically when you use it with the badge, very mature look. Perfect anodization. I love the green colorway. Sometimes, depending on the lighting, it kind of looks like blue. This gorgeous back piece with that simple yet extravagant looking QWERTY keys plate at the back. It simply is a really nice keyboard. The typing feel is superb. Nothing short of a QK keyboard, OwlLab keyboard. Sound is fantastic. That was even without the PE foam. So if you want to make it more foam sounding, more marbly, then you can do that. And yet, if you want it to be raw sounding without that foam and all, it can also manage it. The only mod I did here was to tape the flex cuts, which was a bit pain in the ass to do because the flex cuts were zigzag curving everywhere, but I think it was worth it, and probably that's the only mod that I did with this keyboard. And it feels nice, it feels premium. It goes head to head with that OwlLab Mr. Suit experience that I've told you a while ago, which I put it as a benchmark for the keyboard experience that I've been reviewing. And I love that they went back to that sound signature and typing feel, because I felt that with the QK60 that was a bit too muted and the typing feel was a bit on the stiffer side, and I felt that it wasn't really reflective of the QWERTY keys and OwlLab principle. Although I love the 60% layout, I love how it looked. Honestly, I've built two QK60 and I felt it was a bit lacking on the sound signature and all of that. This one went right back on track. I think this sounded like the QK60, very full sounding. You can use it with or without foams, and yet it has improved on the typing feel because the QK60 was a bit stiff. This one is just perfect, not too bouncy. Depending on your configuration, remove all the foam and it will be bouncy as much as it can be. But then if you want to make it a bit stiffer, then put in some foams, modifying the sound and typing feel. Really good. Lots of options, unlimited options for the plate, the knobs, the badges, everything that you can think of. All right. And so the most important question for this review, and I think what most of you are really waiting for, is how does this keyboard right here compare to the Zoom75? A lot of you are probably watching this video looking for the answer. How does it compare to one of my favorite, if not my favorite 75%, the Zoom75 SE in white? As a disclaimer, I've been using this board for quite some time now, while that of the QK75, I've been using it for 2 to 3 days. very different. And yet, on my experience with these keyboards, I could really tell you right now, probably even on long-term usage, my opinion will not change, okay? And at the end of this video, I'll tell you which I would choose if I had to choose only one between the two. Which one will I keep and which one will I let go? Alright? Guys, these two keyboards are so good. These two keyboards are so good that deciding which one to keep or deciding which one is better is really hard. It's extremely hard. And that is a good thing because both of them are super good. Alright? They're very similar on paper. Very similar with just few differences that might not even make a big significant on the usage. Alright? Both are 75%. Okay? Both are gasket mounted. Although technically the QK75 right here uses gasket feet, which enable it to go to a plateless build. So that's an advantage right here for the QK. With this one, you can go for a plateless build. The thing is, I've tried the plateless build and I felt that the sound was a bit lacking and the typing feel was too bouncy. So, personal preference only, I wouldn't use the plateless build on the QK75. I'd go with the plate, alright? So does that mean that, oh, if I want bouncy, if I want plateless build, I'd go with the QK75? Yes, if you want plateless, but bouncy, my god, the Zoom75 is super bouncy. The Zoom75 is super bouncy if you do foamless on this one. So I really don't think that that is even a question for debate, alright? So mounting system is quite similar, layout is quite similar. Only advantage for the Zoom75 would be the option to go with the LCD, but the QK only has a badge and a knob option. The Zoom will have badge, LCD, and knob option. Alright? Both will have flex cuts on their PCB, although the Zoom75 will have an option of a non-flex cut PCB. So if you want the fullest sound configuration, then probably you'd go Zoom75. Then again, even with the plate cuts on the QK75, the sound is really full. The sound is really good. So good that I wouldn't even want to remove those flex cuts. I simply tape them over and it's good to go. Alright? Both will have an option of weight. Both has tri-mode connectivity. Both finishing are really good. Almost perfect. The SE white and the anodization on the green QK75, nothing to compare. Almost perfect. Now with the experience. Typing feel, superb. Sound, superb. On both keyboards. Alright? Plateless, the Zoom will sound a bit more clacky than the QK. The QK will sound probably a bit more foamy. Because even without the PE foam, the QK75 would sound a little bit leaning towards the PE foam sound. But not too foamy if without a PE foam. So that's a good thing. Both of these keyboards can run foamless really good. The Zoom75 on the other hand, super clacky. I really like it, super clacky, especially if you run it foamless. So, typing feel, typing sound, connectivity, plate option, configuration option, all of those boxes are ticked with these two keyboards with a pricing that is not really far off from each other. And so, right now, both group buys have ended. The QK75 units have arrived here in the Philippines. The question most of you would be asking is, if I were chasing aftermarket between the two keyboards to be my endgame 75%, which would I choose? Which would I splurge on? Because I'm expecting that you would get these keyboards on the marketplace either at the same price as the group buy price or maybe a bit higher. I don't think that these keyboards would really sell lower or super lower than the group buy price. So which one would I spend on? Which one would I keep? Okay. And I've told this to my viewers and friends who've asked me. At the end of the day, it's really preference because both are too good. You can't go wrong with any. I think that the preference of the user would be the deciding factor. And I think a lot of weight on that preference would go on the aesthetics. Alright? It would really go on the aesthetics. The Zoom75 looks really nice from the top. The Zoom75 with its golden accents, with its telescope logo over here, and its gorgeous LCD screen is, I would describe it as flashy but elegant. Alright? It's elegantly flashy that I could really just look into this keyboard all day long and drool over how nice it looks. It's bulky, it's flashy. I think I would compare it as someone between the two, that this keyboard is more of the young spirited keyboard as compared to the QK75, which is more mature looking. Alright? Now, is that bad? Is that bad? No, not at all. Alright? The QK75, on the other hand, looks very mature, very refined, very finessed. And sometimes that is what I am looking for. Sometimes that is what I am looking for a keyboard. And so, Doc, you've said a lot. You've babbled on for how many minutes here? If you're only allowed to choose one keyboard, if you're going to keep one, and you're going to sell one, which keyboard will you keep? Honestly, guys, I'm gonna keep both of them. What kind of answer is that? Alright? I'd really love to keep both of them. I'd really love to. But at the end of the day, if I can only keep one, I am keeping the Zoom75. Alright? I'm keeping the Zoom75 because I just really love how it looks. And because it offers a typing sound and typing feel that is different from the rest of the collection of the boards I have right now, because I have a Keeper Mr. Suit, I have a Keeper Owlab Spring, I have a lot of boards that sounds on the foamy side, feels and types the same. The Zoom75 offers a different experience, and I would like variety in my collection. So both keyboards are really good, but at the end of the day, again, this is just me, I'm keeping the Zoom75. So thank you guys for listening. I hope this has been helpful and informative. Of course, I couldn't discuss all of the details and compare this side by side. You have to do your own research for that. What I've shared to you is a personal thought and opinion, and hopefully it will guide you on your keyboard journey. Alright, this is Talkie Dokie, and I will see you on the next video.